Kerbal Space Program is a space exploration game where you can build your very own space vehicles. The game has 3 different modes. Career mode is when you start with a limited number of vehicle parts. You have to complete missions to earn more money and unlock new components. You can hire the Kerbals you want to use, then try and run a successful space agency, do missions and explore the solar system around you. The science mode is similar, but you've got to do scientific experiments in space to unlock new ship parts. With the sandbox mode, you get infinite money and everything's unlocked, so it's good to practice on and learn how everything works. You have your pods to control your spacecraft. Propulsion, you have your rockets, engines and fuel tanks. Control, you have your stabilizers and RCS thrusters. Structure, you have your body parts, connectors and decouplers. Aerodynamics, you have your cones, fins and wings. Utility is everything functional like parachutes, batteries and solar panels. Then on science you have everything to do with your experiments in space. You can put all these parts together and build small rockets, large rockets, bizarre rockets, crazy rockets, and rockets that don't work very well. I'll quickly put a rocket together to show how easy it is. I'll start with a small capsule that holds one Kerbal. I'll place a decoupler under it to separate it from the rest of the rocket. Add a small fuel tank, and a small engine, another decoupler, under the final rocket I'm going to put a small solid rocket booster. Then a parachute on top of a capsule for when it comes into re-entry. I'll just alter the parachute stage. Okay, starting from the last thing that will be activated, you have your parachute, decoupler, small engine, another decoupler, and then the bottom engine. So at the moment you have a 2-stage rocket and the capsule will decouple when it comes back to Earth. Next I'm going to add 3 side decouplers. Then add solid rocket boosters on the ends of those. Then finally top them with cones. Okay, it's ready to launch. You activate the stages starting from the bottom, so it's the outer rockets first. And we have liftoff. I'll just take it into space because putting it into orbit will take too long. The green bars on the bottom left show how much fuel the solid rocket boosters have. When they run out, I'm going to activate the side decouplers to eject them from the ship. The good thing about Kerbal is, not only is it fun if you like creation games, but it's also educational. I'm a huge lifelong sci-fi fan, but when I started playing this I realised that I literally had no idea how real space travel worked. I just thought you'd build a huge rocket, aim for the moon, and if you'd got enough fuel you'd get there. Kerbal teaches you that everything's a balancing act. You put large fuel tanks on your ship, then you might not have enough thrust to take off. You counter that and put bigger engines on, then your fuel runs out faster. It's a constant back and forth testing your mind to come up with the best space vehicle you can with the parts available. Then later on when you start getting good at a game, you can use your imagination to come up with ingenious ways of doing things. So if you're the kind of person who likes testing yourself, you're really going to like this game. Fuel's nearly done on the bottom stage of a rocket. So I'm getting ready to activate the decoupler to separate to the final stage. I'll switch to the orbit map to show you how high the rocket's going to go. This shows your trajectory and where you'll end up. That will do for now. When you get good at a game you can build rockets that carry satellites or large space stations. You can create different modules and then send them up and link them together in one huge space station. You can fit different scientific equipment, then run your own space experiments to earn research points. When you get good enough, one of the first main goals is to land on the Moon. It did take me a while to get there and it was a bit tricky to land, but I did manage it. I was coming down on the slope, so I nearly toppled over. Jebediah Kerman finally made it. And there's Kerbin in the background. I'll just lower the ladder so you can walk on the surface. This is one small step for Kerbal, one giant leap for all Kerbal kind. So, is Kerbal Space Program worth buying? Absolutely. If you like creation games, you're going to love this. It's one of the best games on Steam, so I'm going to give it a very good 8 out of 10. You'll get many hours of enjoyment out of it, and it's well worth the money. Boing!